Hi everyone, it's Talia. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. For today's video, I thought we'd take it, real old school YouTube and do basically a Q&A. Not because I don't have any video ideas, but I just feel like I have a lot of questions being asked right now, and the easiest way to answer them all is obviously in a video. As you guys know by now, I am currently living in Paris and I'm working a dance contract for Disney. So I think that's probably why there are a lot of questions. Well, I don't think, I know that is why there are obviously a lot of questions going around. So I asked you guys over on Instagram to leave me some, and I'm just going to clear some things up and just have a catch up. There's kind of two questions that I got asked the most, so I'm actually going to start off with them instead of keeping you guys waiting. So the first question is, has Aiden moved to Paris with you? If you guys don't know who Aiden is, then he is my boyfriend, and no, I have not moved over here with Aiden. He is sadly still at home in England, and we are going to be doing a long distance relationship for the next 9 months. A lot of people have been asking, like, how's it going to work? Like, how are you going to do long distance? And I mean, it's a first for both of us. Like, we've never had to do long distance before. But the way that I keep on thinking about it is, if I was living in Scotland, I'd technically actually be further away from him there than I would here. Of course, we have like the hours time difference, but it's only Paris. There's only a little bit of the ocean in between us, and we do plan on seeing each other once every month. Either obviously I'll go back home or he'll be coming here. So yeah, I do feel like it's gonna work. It's gonna be a lot of teething issues. We've currently been away from each other for 5 days, so it hasn't even been a week yet, but we're just constantly on FaceTime and trying to make things work that way. So yeah, I don't really have many doubts about it because we've been together for over 3 years now, and yeah, communication is key. But as I said, there will be teething issues. I'm sure there'll be an argument here and there, but we're both adults and we can work through it. And then the next most asked question is, did you have any hesitations going back to Paris again after your last job there? So if you guys are new here and you've joined me over the last like 3 years, then you probably won't know, but I actually got a job working for Disney in 2019. So obviously for me to come back here was a big deal because I did not last long last time, let's just put it that way. I had a lot going on, and I'll get into that in a little bit, but yeah, there was just a lot going on for me and I didn't enjoy the job. So I did leave pretty quickly, and I was hesitant to come back, not because of how I thought I'd cope, but more so like what people would think. And I probably shouldn't care too much what other people think, but obviously having a platform on social media comes with people's opinions, and I was worried what people were going to say about me. And if I'm honest, I even had people in like my personal life making me feel a little bit judged, which wasn't very nice. When I moved out here in 2019, I was newly turned 20, and there was just a lot going on in my life that I didn't know how to work around. Like, I was 20, I was not immature, but like I didn't have that much life experience. But now I'm nearly 24. I've learned so much. Like, at the time I was suffering with anxiety without realizing that I was suffering with anxiety. So I had hesitations, but I feel like this time it's right. Leading on from that question, which I'm going to kind of explain the differences, is what do you think is different this time compared to when you moved there before and didn't like it? A little rundown. So the first time I moved to Paris to work for Disney, I was working a completely different job, and I wanted to dance, but the job that I was doing, you really didn't actually dance that much. So number one reason why I didn't enjoy it. Number two, as I mentioned, I suffer with anxiety, and when I was 20, I didn't actually realise that I was suffering with anxiety. So I was having panic attacks. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know how to cope. Reason number three, I was stressed out about social media, and I thought me moving, my social media was just going to disappear. And at the time I was doing really well, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't know if I wanted to do social media, dancing, something completely different. And I feel like you're pressured into finding what you want to do so young, but you've got your whole life to decide what you want to do. And yeah, I had no idea at the age of 20. I mean, now I know that I definitely want to dance, but it's taken me like nearly 4 years to come to that decision. Bearing in mind, I left like full-time education, oh gosh, like nearly 6 years ago. And then another reason why it's completely different this time is the people that I have around me back at home. Last time I came to Paris, I was in a really bad relationship. Like, it was not healthy. It was just not a very nice relationship. So obviously I'm now in a loving relationship, which I guess kind of makes it a little bit harder because obviously I miss Aiden so much, but it's nice that I have his support this time. I also have my best friends Amber and Jess, and I also have my mum, my family. My manager Siobhan is genuinely my rock. Like, I love her so much. I could call her crying at like 11 p.m. on a Sunday night and you best bet she's gonna answer and give me the advice that I need. And then the final reason why this time is different to last time, the job. The job I'm doing this time is dancing, and that is it. I'm in Mickey the Magician, the show, and you just dance in it. And that's exactly what I wanted. So yeah, actually, another reason that's different is the people that I'm working with as well. Everyone is so nice. It's such a lovely atmosphere, and I live around all of my friends here. And before I didn't. I lived on my own in an apartment building on my own without knowing anyone. So as you guys can see, there is a lot of different things, and that's why I think that this time's gonna be so much easier. I mean, it's definitely still hard, but it's a lot easier than it was last time. So those are the differences, and obviously why I'm back. How are you coping being away from home? As you guys know, I am a home bird. I'm a family girl, I'm a home girl. I love being at home. So obviously moving countries is a massive jump for me, but I feel like I'm coping really well. I have been working for 4 days, and today is my last day off. So we work for 4 days and then have 3 days off. And today is the first day that I'm like on my own, without going out anywhere, without being on FaceTime to people all the time. I'm constantly on FaceTime to my mum and Aiden. Normally you will not catch me in this apartment on my own without someone on FaceTime. But I feel like today I'm really enjoying my own company, and yeah, for me, FaceTime is an absolute godsend because if I'm ever upset, I can just message someone and get them on FaceTime. And obviously, I'm not the only one who's living away from home. Like, there are other British people who have obviously moved over here to come and work in the show. And we're really just like sticking together, going out when we need to, doing our washing together, doing our food shopping together. Like, it really is like a united little front. So it's just nice to know that other people are going through the same things and missing their families and their boyfriends and their partners and their girlfriends. So yeah, that is how I'm coping. I think I'm doing well. I'm actually really proud of myself. Like, don't get me wrong, the first few days I was sobbing, I was having panic attacks, and it was not fun. I didn't think I could do it, but I've really pushed through this time, and yeah, I'm proud of myself. Will you come back to England in between the 9 months you're away? Kind of answered this earlier, but yes, I will. I don't know how much I'm gonna come back. I think maybe like every couple of months. As I mentioned, we're really lucky to have 3 days off a week in a block, so I will be able to obviously come home, stay for a couple of nights, and then come back to Paris. So I do plan on going home. Not too sure how often, but I will definitely be making an appearance back in England soon. Will we be able to see some performances? Yes. So obviously I'm going to be in the parks working. So if you guys come over to Paris, then I might just be working on one of the days in Mickey the Magician. So obviously if you come and see the show, you'll see me in it there. I won't be uploading anything to my channel really not to do with the job, but you know, it's all very on lockdown over here. So obviously I'm very careful, but I won't be uploading any of the performances, but you can film them. People do film them and they do upload them onto YouTube, so you may see me in a sneaky video here and there. My plan is just to be overly cautious, so I know that you guys are going to want to see so much of what goes on like behind the scenes, but unfortunately you won't be getting that from me. Best and worst thing about your new dance job? I feel like this is going to be so easy to answer and you guys can probably guess. Best thing, dancing all day. I'm having such fun in rehearsals and I just can't wait for the actual shows to start. And obviously the worst thing is being away from home. I'd say that this would be my perfect job if it was back in England and I could go home every night, but I can't. I mean, living in Paris is pretty cool. I'm very, very grateful to be here, but it'd be even better maybe if just someone could come and live with me, like Aiden. Just come live with me for the next 9 months, then that would make it a lot better. The final question I'm going to answer is, do you ever feel lonely seeing other people out all the time on social media? And to be honest, I haven't experienced this yet. I mean, I've only been here for like a week or so, so come back to me in maybe a couple of months. But for now, the worst I'm feeling is the fact that mine and Aiden's best friends, Jess and Jasper, are currently traveling the world together in their relationship, and I look at that and I'm like, oh, like wish I was with Aiden and wish that we were traveling the world. But apart from that, it doesn't make me feel lonely seeing people on social media back home, because if I'm honest, not to sound bad, but I don't have like a group of friends to be missing out on, so I don't really get FOMO. Like all my friends are kind of like dotted everywhere, and yeah, so I don't feel left out. But whenever I see Jess and Jasper, I'm like, oh, must be nice. But obviously I'm so happy for them, and I just know they're having the best time, and I can't wait for them to obviously come out to Paris and Aiden come out, and then we can go explore in Paris as a four. But those are all the questions that I'm going to be answering today. If you guys want to keep up with my life and kind of what's going on in real time, then I do suggest that you go follow me over on TikTok and Instagram, as I'm definitely a lot more active on a more real-time basis over there. YouTube is obviously a bit more of like a longer production, so things do take a little bit longer to come out. Make sure you guys subscribe if you aren't already, and if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I will obviously get back to you guys. And yeah, I shall see you very soon in a new video. Bye.